Hi, everyone. This is Nick Palizzi from The Sacred Science, and I'm here today with my good friend, Rachel Pachivas of Annmarie Skincare to explore some all-natural secrets that will give you radiant and beautiful skin. Rachel is the COO of Annmarie Skincare, a wild-crafted, consciously formulated skincare company started by my childhood friend, Kevin Gianni. Rachel has blown me away over the years with her extensive knowledge of herbs and women's medicines, particularly those time-tested preparations for ageless beauty. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
So good. I'm so good. How's life on the West Coast right now?
Beautiful today. It's been rainy, but today is absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm coming at you from Park City, Utah, at the Sundance Film Festival.
How's it over
As
there?
crazy as that is, tons of snow, amazing amounts of snow. But the skiing is absolutely wonderful, and the vibe in town is pretty awesome.
Cool.
So we're gonna get into a bunch of little DIY-ish kind of tips and tricks to achieve ageless beauty, for lack of a better word. But before we even get into that, I thought it would be cool to talk about the no-nos, maybe the darker sides of skincare, maybe some of the myths around skincare that people need to be aware of. I know that you guys have done an amazing job of educating the public on those things, and it would be awesome to kind of just kick off with a couple no-nos, a couple things that people should stay away from.
Yeah, there's so many no-nos. I think one of the biggest one that comes to mind is greenwashing. Depending on our audience, there's a lot of, and depending where you are, there's a lot of greenwashing with different products. So you might see certain products that their packaging looks really cool and sustainable. They say we use organic ingredients. They're marketing amazing, beautiful advertising boards, and their imagery is great, but then you read the ingredient list and it's not very clean. So I think greenwashing is a big thing that we all need to stay very aware of, and that's definitely a no-no.
So okay, ingredients. I mean, it's hard. I mean, sometimes it feels like all you really need to know is if there's something that you can't pronounce. I remember that from like the health and health world like 10 years ago, raw food, nutrition, and all that stuff. If there's an ingredient that you can't really pronounce, it usually is a bad one. Is that really the case? And also kind of piggybacking on that, what are other ways to really understand good versus bad ingredients?
Sure. Yeah. Well, so, we have to list, and a lot of companies do have to list their INCI ingredients. So they give the botanical name, the full name, and those are really difficult to pronounce. So that can be confusing in a way. So you do want to kind of look out for a botanical name versus a chemical name. So that's difficult, but you want to look for ingredients that are more like fillers or dimethicones or parabens or fragrance, which has phthalates, which are hormone disruptors. A lot of things that are not common ingredients in botanical names. So that's one way to kind of look out for those.
So I remember when you guys first started, man, 6-7 years ago. I mean, I don't even know how long you guys have been around for. It feels like a long time.
Yeah.
How long?
Well, I started 7 years ago, and Kevin and Ann were just kind of getting everything out there. So I think the company is about 10 years, maybe not. Yeah.
So when you guys first started, I remember one of the coolest things that blew me away was you guys bringing to the forefront the understanding that even though people, these different skincare companies call themselves organic, they can actually get away with, what's the percentage of bad stuff?
It's like point two or it's a low percentage, but you can have a lot of it in there, adding up to a higher total of anything in your ingredient. You don't have to list it, which is absolutely bizarre.
So I remember that was kind of like, something that made you guys really unique was that it was actually all across the board, all natural, no bad stuff.
Exactly.
How do people actually protect themselves against this? This seems like it's pretty scary. I mean, if people can actually lie on their labeling.
Yeah. I mean, I tell people to do the research. I know it sounds like a lot of work, and our products are Made Safe Verified, which is a third-party facility and testing verification program where they're testing for all different things, and they're doing a screening process for hormone disruptors and phthalates and chemicals accumulating and biotoxic things adding up in your body. So that's one thing. And I think, you just have to do the research. You talk to people about the foods they eat or the clothes they buy and the time they spend on living their lives, and then the skincare, they just grab whatever because it says it's okay. And I think if people start to realize that what you're putting on your body really affects your body as much as internal, they'll start to take more steps to making sure that the products they're putting on are safe.
So good. So before we get into like specific I don't know, specific DIY type
Mm-hmm.
tips and tricks. Like, is there a myth? If you were to think of a myth in the world of skincare that needs to be debunked right now, what would it be?
Ooh, this still comes up, which is bizarre because oils have become big in kind of our little bubble, but that's still a thing that's out there where people say avoid oils, oil free. You want to strip your skin of the oils, like get rid of oils. And it's actually not true. You want to add oils to your skin to balance your oil production so that you're not drying out your skin to overproduce oils. And we love facial oils. We use facial oils instead of moisturizers because we believe in oils so much and the activity and how potent they are and how magical they are. So I would say ignore all of the myths you hear that oils are bad for you and will cause you to break out.
So one of my favorite products of yours, Michelle, my wife, and I have like, I could take a picture of it. It'll be kind of creepy, but there's just a whole wall.
I want to see it. Yeah.
My favorite is because we live at altitude. So my favorite is the coconut oil. Coconut. Yeah. I mean, it's like, it feels so good putting it on. So, I mean, I guess that I wanted that to lead into what types of oils are your favorite?
I love the coconut body oil. Every day after the shower, if I shower, I use that. And then the second one is our herbal facial oil for normal skin, normal combination skin. It is like this magical potion, including, and all of our products are herb infused. So you're never just getting a base oil like jojoba or sunflower grapeseed. They're sitting in a large vat for up to 30 days with maybe 20 to 25 different herbs blended specifically for that product. And then that's going in with CO2 extracts, essential oils, seed oils, high antioxidant oils, and omega oils. And this herbal facial oil for normal skin is absolutely incredible, and I love it. Same with the anti-aging oil. Those two hand in hand are just magical.
So good. So,
Yeah.
So in terms of herbs, you mentioned herb infused oils.
Yeah.
What herbs and other natural ingredients, for lack of a better word, are your, should we all be looking at in terms of, potent herbs that could be used for skin and hair?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, jojoba is a beautiful oil. I think that one is like one of those really strong, potent oils that helps your skin with moisturizing and hydration. But herbs specifically, I like to say make sure that a product is using herbs, any herbs with their oils instead of just the oils. But some fun herbs that I like to think of: calendula, plantain, comfrey. What else? Calendula, did I say that one? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think any herbs where, horsetail is really, really great for your skin. I think any herb specifically, though, would be amazing to use with your products.
So my next question for you, what are some of the most important skincare products that we should all be incorporating into our daily routines?
So I'm a skincare junkie, and I think having a very expanded regimen is important. But with that being said, I think there are a couple that you definitely should be doing that you might be missing out on. So exfoliation and masking. So I'll go through the regimen. I think cleansing is really essential morning and night. If you're not a fan of cleansing or you just don't feel like it, do an oil cleansing. I did that last night. It's really nice to do a couple times a week using your favorite facial oil and massaging it and then rinsing with a warm washcloth. And then your toner. You want to use a toning mist to help your serums and your oils penetrate your skin and better absorption. So then you'll follow with your serum, then you'll follow with your moisturizer and your eye cream. And then the exfoliation and masking, what I was mentioning is, a lot of people overlook this, and I think exfoliation is really helpful to do at least once a week, maybe twice a week, to really help the products absorb into your skin better and have better results. And then masking is just fun. I love it. I mask at least like 3 or 4 times a week. It's kind of ridiculous. Yes. But it's great. And it's fun to make your own masks at home. It's so easy.
So, like, what's your favorite mask? I mean, are there masks that people can make, out of things that they have in their house that you think are powerful?
Yeah, if you're not a vegan and you have yogurt in your house, I guess, and honey, because that's not vegan, yogurt and honey, maybe a little bit of lemon juice is incredible. The lactic acid from the yogurt, all of the minerals from the honey, the lemon is really brightening. You put that on your face maybe for 20 minutes and it's magical afterwards. That one's incredible. And then any fruits, if you have fruit you can mash up and you make a little fruit, not peel, but fruit mask that has a lot of enzymes that is really good for your skin. You have some clays or bentonite clay, mix it with some other clays. You can use our purifying mud mask and mix that with some honey or some avocado oil and some chlorella. Kind of just play around with what's in your kitchen and make something fun.
Are there any lifestyle upgrades that are not directly related to skincare, but can have a direct impact on your skin? I mean, I'm thinking about sleep and diet and things like that. Are there certain things that you do outside of skincare?
Yeah, oh, I do a lot. I'll be probably not the first to say it, but I'm very vain. I think your appearance and how you feel about yourself is really important. I think, one of the main things that I started doing about 9 years ago was positive affirmations. So making little Post-it notes and putting them on my mirror and looking in the mirror every morning, that one is incredible. And I feel like if somebody can start young and teach somebody young to do that, that's amazing. Drinking a lot of water. I know that sounds really cliche and a lot of people are like, yeah, we know, drink water. But literally, like if I do not drink water, I notice I look so much older and it's really weird how that happens. Really? Yeah, water is incredible. What else? Stress, avoiding stress at all costs. Kev's really good. Our CEO is really good about checking in. He's like, how are you feeling? Do you love what you're doing? How's everything going?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm having a meltdown or something, just communicating that, and really good about having me take space and get myself good. And I think that's really important with our team as well, because if you're stressed, it's going to affect everything, including your skin.
Mm-hmm. So you've been the COO for a number of years. You have the inside scoop on everything that's going on in that company, all the new products coming through. Yeah. What are your 3 favorites and why?
Okay, so I'm working on a special tool. So if you haven't heard of guasa, it is an ancient Chinese method of, I have one here because I do it throughout the day. Again, I'm vain, and it feels really good. So this is a tool where you're constantly just exercising your muscles and your structure of your face, and it feels really good to do, and there's so many different ways to do it. This is one tool I've been playing around with, but I'm working on a new design so that it fits all forms of your face. So this is something that we will launch this year, which is really exciting. We are also launching, and this is super down low, but we have been working on a shampoo and conditioner for a very long time. And I'm pretty sure that we're in the final stages of our production and the formulation. So not actual production, but sample production.
So good.
That's really good. And we're hoping, we're expanding our Wild Alchemy collection. This was a collection we created a few years ago to really bring extra stories to our products and meeting farmers and talking to people in other areas. And, we're launching a body butter pretty soon that we got this Palo Santo from this amazing place in Ecuador from a friend of mine. And so bringing those stories into our products. So expanding our Wild Alchemy collection will be really fun this year as well.
Do you have any wisdom just about aging gracefully? There's so much out there right now. I think that that body image is such a tricky place, especially in this day and age. And I feel like there's just so much that I guess it's a burden to a lot of people. Like, the way they look and just the inevitability of getting old. Is there any wisdom that you have for folks who are who are not in their 20s anymore, who are not in their early to mid 30s anymore, who are just looking for that little bit of nectar,
Yeah, I think, 2 things. I think skincare is such a big, important aspect because there are so many products out there that we're constantly inundated with to put on your skin and on your body that are deteriorating your skin. So I think choosing products that are clean, that are pure, that are using herbs and plant medicine and the properties that nature gives us is so essential. Mm-hmm. I also think on the other hand, it's so important to find happiness in your day-to-day. I'm glad that I'm learning this younger and not older. Because I think it's really important, I'm so happy aging with like the happy lines, but I don't want the anger lines. So it's finding the happiness in every day and just meditating and being calmer and finding the goodness.
Do you meditate every day?
Not every day. I try to do it at least a few times a week. When I was maybe, how old was I? I was 22. I used to meditate every day for about 2 hours. Wow. But I also didn't work a 9-to-5 job. So I try to meditate. I think it's, my brother was meditating twice a day, and you saw a difference in how he was. And, seeing people who do that, you definitely see the results. So I think making that attempt to do it is really good.
Amazing. Yeah, I meditate, but I don't meditate enough. I do a couple other things at nighttime to kind of get my mind into that flow state. And I find a lot of it with exercise, but I think that's a tricky road to navigate, because exercise can feel like meditation, but it really isn't.
Yeah.
Your meditation is incredible. I mean, when you actually find the time to do it, and the results are insane.
Yeah.
So everyone listening, like I said before, my family, my wife, myself, and my 2 boys, we all use Annmarie Skincare. And I love them, not only because, Kevin's a childhood friend of mine, but because their products are unrivaled. I mean, I'm so proud of what you guys have done. It's incredible. You guys are, on the bleeding edge of skincare. I guess it's kind of a weird thing to say, but you guys are pioneers.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's an honor to be in relationship with you guys. And so for everyone listening, Rachel and her team are putting together a really special offer for you. Rachel, can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so what we've done is we put together some of our best sellers. We have our 7-day Restore trial kit. And so in that, we have our aloe herb cleanser, which is an herb-infused cream cleanser, which is absolutely incredible. And then we have our Neroli toning mist, which is aloe infusion with Neroli. And then we also have our anti-aging facial oil, which is one of the oils I was mentioning that has this absolute incredibly combination of the jojoba and the herb-infused sunflower and the seed oils and the goji and the broccoli and the chia and all the things. And then we're also throwing in for free. So this is a $56 value that you're getting for $9.99. And then on top of that, we're throwing in our anti-aging serum, which is your hydrating factor. And that's incredible as well, $20 value. So you're getting all of this for $9.99.
Incredible. Everyone, so below this video, you'll see a link that'll take you to a page with all the details. Before we get off the call, can you tell us about Neroli a little bit? I don't know much about it, and I'm thinking our viewers could probably use a little.
Yeah, Neroli comes from the orange blossom, and it has this sweet nectar scent, and it's really good for, evoking positive feelings and moods and keeping it FDA compliant. Really good for, they say it's an aphrodisiac. I don't actually know if we can say that. So. But check it out. Check out Neroli.
So everybody, links below this video. Like I said, these guys are the best that there is out there. They are the best skincare company in the world. I'm very confident saying that. The work they do is tremendous. They are an inspiration to us all. Before we get off, one more thing. My grandma used to put aloe on my skin when I got sunburned. She used to have the aloe plant. A lot of the grandmas kind of had that, and it's some people still do, but it's one of those things from a lost generation. Can we talk about the benefits of aloe?
Yeah, so there are, I think it was, what is the number? There's 72 different minerals in aloe that are adding to the hydration and, the production of hydration. And yeah, it's so soothing and it's calming and it's great for hydration. It's in almost every one of our products. We use an aloe infusion. So, like I mentioned, the oils are infused, the aloe is as well. So your serum that you're getting has aloe infused with herbs going into as the base of the product.
Where do your herbs come from?
All over. So it depends on where the herb is native and where it's being grown. We try to get a lot of things from the Pacific Northwest, depending on if it grows there. And we have a few suppliers who source in the US and Pacific Northwest. But then there's some herbs that are native to Africa, that we might get in Africa, like moringa or goji. There's a really great store, Formulator Bunny. She has some relationships with some farmers in this Tibetan group with the goji berries. you know, Palo Santo from Ecuador, or certain plants from Australia. So depending on where they're native and where we connect with these farmers on, they're kind of from all over.
So how do you differ from other countries in other countries? How do you differ from other companies in your sourcing?
Yeah. I don't know how everybody does it, but I am a complete nut job on like where we're getting things from. And, you know, when I'm doing my kind of my conversations with them, asking them for their C of A's, for their pesticide residues, what they've been using to grow their crops, making that connection, just how I feel like people need to make the connection with the companies, I need to make that connection with the vendors. And if I can't, then I don't want to work with them. Like, I want to know what we're putting in these products because, you know, as you mentioned, being pioneers of the skincare line, when Kevin and Annmarie launched Annmarie Skincare, there weren't many other lines out there. So I think holding true to that mission of having the cleanest, purest skincare around is super essential.
Amazing. How many people work there? And isn't it mostly women? I think this is like a mostly, like what, 99% women company?
Yeah, we have about 25 team members now. 3, including Kevin, are men. They're so sweet and so great. Yeah, but yes, we do have a lot of women here.
So good. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Well, amazing. Thank you for hanging out with us. And everyone listening, again, if you want to take a next step with these guys, I really strongly recommend that you do. Click the link below this video and you'll get a really, really nice gift from them. Rachel, anything else before we go?
No, that was amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Honored.